being the teen librarian, I love the fact that my brain does hop around because that's what my job is. Like I might do, you know, a painting class like one, you know, month, do embroidery, you know, do all sorts of art programs. So being able to like hop around and like we did needle felt programs, and like while the presenter was talking, I was like on Amazon buying supplies for myself, and like I made like a little chick, and like that's the only thing I've made, but now I have all of these like needle felt supplies. But if the mood ever strikes, it's there. So that's what I like about my apartment too, is like there's just little art things all over the place. I've always done art in some form of another. When I was really little, while most kids were doing lemonade stands, my stepbrother and I, we would paint all day, and then when people would get home from work in our apartment building, we would like spread out all of like the art that we had made that day and like sell it for like a quarter or 50 cents. Then it continued because high school I did a lot of splatter painting, which was fantastic. I'd like lay out garbage bags like in my kitchen because of the tile and then just go to town, and it was such like a fun way to get out, you know, teen angst of getting to do all of that work, and it was always fun to see what would become of it. Like I'll have to see if I can find it, but I have one painting and it's complete chaos, but within it there ended up being like a perfect red and white spiral. And it was just, I remember like being a teen and being like, I didn't even like try for that to happen. So like order in chaos was like really cool to me. It's pure chaos. I've been working on a scarf for a very long time because I saw like in Tick Tick Boom, Andrew Garfield's scarf, and I was like, I can knit that. And I've been working on it like forever. But I don't pressure myself into completing art projects. I have, you know, a skyline painting that I've probably been working on for like 10 years. You know, embroidery I find is best for like when I want to watch TV. So I'm able to kind of just like focus on, you know, TV or listen to like an audiobook and work on this. So this one's really nice. But, you know, drawing and painting I find to be like a lot more like lock myself in my room for a couple of hours, and like my digital art stuff that I've been practicing is, you know, that's a very, I have to be able to block out a couple of hours because I normally watch tutorials, so I'll pause, work on it, agonize over it, finally be okay with it, move on to like the next step. I also like write poetry and like stories, so I mean I just do so much. It's just whatever the mood strikes, I try to like tap into that while it's hot, but I don't try forcing it. Be okay with being bad. And it's not even being bad, you're a beginner. You don't have to be good at things that you enjoy. It does not need to make money. It doesn't need to be seen by anybody else, ever. I have tons of poems and paintings that will never see the light of day, ever. But they're mine, and they're a way for me to express myself. So just be okay with it. Find tutorials, you know, use resources, and just try. And also understand that you are your own worst critic. I know it always sounds like super cheesy to hear that, but like, especially like when I do my digital art, I'm so zoomed in on something and I'm like, this looks horrible. And then I like zoom out to like the whole entire project and I'm like, oh, you can't even see that. And same thing with like knitting, like trusting like the process. And like if you mess up a row, you might not even notice one row in the whole entire thing. And like, just go with it. Do whatever. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be seen by anybody, but just express yourself. Definitely been a source of inspiration. When I worked at Arlington Heights and did magazines and newspapers, I checked in the magazines and would give them like the barcode, and I kept seeing knitting magazines. Just kept looking through like the magazines and looking at all the patterns and just like falling in love with like all of it. And I'm like, that'd be so much fun to do. So then I, grabbed a book that had like a DVD in it and checked that out and kind of like worked on that, and then talked to, coworkers and finding like knitting groups. And, here we're so lucky because we have knitting and crochet groups. So like if I get stuck, I'll like go over and like ask for help. And then Creative Bug has like some great like inspiration, even if I don't necessarily follow like their tutorials, but just getting inspired by like what they have to offer. I think it's that one splatter painting. Just because of finding those, of just being so angry when I was making it and just like full of teen angst, and just layer upon layer. It took like about a week to dry because it was just awful. Like it was just paint upon paint, and then being able to find those like little spots of order within what I felt was chaos. I know it's super cheesy and super cliche, but like it really spoke to me. Like as a teen, I was like, that's really cool. And now I didn't do anything to protect it. So now it's been interesting watching it crack over the years and just kind of see how it's developed.